If there was a tiger here, he looks like this. Dinner, breakfast, lunch, he can't think beyond that. The mirror of his mind shows him only food. Compared to other creatures, a human being has a better leveled out mirror, but it can get distorted depending upon the varieties of identifications and prejudices we gather with life. If you're very strongly identified with something, then you don't see things as they are. Everything gets distorted in your mind. But if we work upon it, if we polish our mind sufficiently, it could become a plain mirror where it shows everything as it is, because a mirror just reflects. Similarly, your mind just reflects what the five sense organs are grasping right now. The simplest and the most stable geometric form is a triangle. The most fundamental form of geometry is a triangle, and it's the most stable form. All chakras are triangles. Everything, inside everything, fundamentally you can break it down into a triangle, every shape and every form. The more distinctly you can cover a certain space, when you see this body, if you can fill every millimeter with a triangle, you're beginning to understand the geometry of that particular form. You saw large triangles, you will see some parts of the body will be cut off. Yes. If I make this body into 3 triangles or 5 triangles, some parts will be cut off, it can't be included. And some empty spaces where there is nothing will be inside. So if I have to make this completely occupied by triangles, I will have to make it into 10 million triangles. It will need that much attention to be able to break this into millions of triangles. If you break it down like this one need not do as technically as I'm saying, but in some way, only if this happens, will you have a vivid imagination that when you imagine something, it's as real as real. This you're doing better when you're asleep than when you're awake. If you see a flower or a man or a woman or an elephant or a rhinoceros, you see it very clearly in your dream, isn't it? If you see this person in your dream, she's just the way she is. Sometimes, if you don't like her, she is becoming like this. If you like her very much, she is becoming nice, more nice than she is. That little exaggeration is there, but there's no geometrical struggle, yes? She doesn't lose her form like this. Right now, if you try to imagine, she loses form. You can't hold the form. This will take a certain amount of exercising the mind. You may not get to do much in 2 days or 1 day, but if you start this, if you understand how, if you at least understand the process, how, you can do it anywhere. If you are sitting somewhere, anything, now you see this vessel, you can geometrically break it down into 1,000,000 pieces and put it back. If you exercise your mind like this, it'll become in such a way that you can make it do what you want. Don't get hasty and start asking for this, that, everything. Unfortunately, it may happen, but you will mess yourself up. So, this is not about creating what you want. This is not about having. This is towards being. This is to have mastery over the mind so that it will allow you to go behind it, so that you don't spend your entire life just looking at the reflections on the mirror of your mind. You begin to taste life for what it is. Well, we are doing practices already. Shambhavi is a simple and beautiful way to do it. But I'm sure many of you are not able to stay there. But if we really want to just be there all the time, then a little mastery over the mind will do good. But the moment you have little capability, if you think you want to heal people, your friend has cancer, I will undo the cancer and put it back. You may be able to, but you will be a disaster for yourself and for the world. Because this is not to be used like that. This is not in that direction at all. This is just to give you an access to something more than your mind in your life. Right now, it's all this bloody stupid mind, that's all you have experiencing. Thought and emotion, thought and emotion, thought and emotion. These are just images on the mirror, has no significance, has no depth, it's two-dimensional. Just a reflection. Not good way to spend life, isn't it? So, this is not another trick that you exercise in the world. This is something that you do within yourself so that you are able to slip behind the mind. You have enough mastery over the thing. If you focus, it'll open up holes and one can go. Well, those of you who have easier way to do, you must be popping some pills and stuff to do it. It may happen, that's the biggest problem. It may happen sometimes, but then you can't fix the hole in your mind after that. That's the only problem. Here it's not like that. You become so fine, you pass through the mind, even the mind doesn't know you pass through. To keep it so subtle, it needs lots of work. I started when I was 3.5, 4 years of age. It took hours and hours and hours of focus. I don't know how much your life is worth. Pay that much attention. If you think it's worth 1 minute, 1 minute. If you think it's 1 hour, 1 hour. If you think it's worth 24 hours, 24 hours, whatever you see. This is the reason why over 80% of the people, the moment of death, if you watch them carefully, you will see they're bewildered because only when it begins, when that moment comes when it's going to be ending the way you know it, suddenly you realize you never lived it, you never got started. Already these guys are saying it's over. So either you must see the creation as it is, or you must experience the one behind the mirror. One who is only watching the reflections of his mind, nothing will change because nothing changes on the mirror. Whose face is being reflected right now will not change the quality of the mirror in any way. Who is behind the mirror? If we know who is behind the mirror, then we can change everything.
Most mudras for meditation that we do today are either closed eye or open eye meditation techniques. A very few mudras are performed with half open eye. Shambhavi Mudra is one such unique practice. In Shambhavi Mudra, however, your posture remains similar to traditional meditation position, but instead of completely closing the eyes, you roll your eyeballs towards the middle of the eyebrows, known as the location of third eye chakra. Shambhavi Mudra is an ancient meditation practice in which a yogi rolls eyeballs ups and inwards and fixes the gaze in the center of the eyebrows. The sight is kept inwardly steady while the eyes remain half open. It may appear the person is seeing everything, while in reality, he sees nothing outside. In traditional yoga practice, Shambhavi Mudra is also called Bhrumadhya Drishti literally translating Sanskrit word. Bru means eyebrow, Madhya means center. Therefore, Shambhavi Mudra is also known as eyebrow center gazing gesture. The practice of Shambhavi Mudra stops the cause of mental fluctuation and brings the mind into a state of balance suitable for dhyana. It is a powerful meditation technique for opening the third eye. While gazing at the eyebrow center, our Agna chakra gets activated, which enhances focus and spiritual connection. There is a story that goes behind the practice of Shambhavi Mudra. The word Shambhavi in Sanskrit means Lord Shiva's beloved. According to Hindu legends, Shambhavi is one of the many names of Lord Shiva's consort, Parvati. It is believed when Parvati asked Shiva about enlightenment and various yogic practices that can lead one to higher state of consciousness, he taught her the technique of Shambhavi Mudra. The practice of Shambhavi Mudra is said to activate divine feminine energy, Shakti, within the practitioner that is corresponding to Parvati, Shiva's consort. The union of Shiva and Shakti is the sole purpose of meditating at the third eye in Shambhavi Mudra. Shambhavi Mudra strengthens eye muscles and relieve accumulated tension around the forehead area. It may also help in drooping of the eyelid and double vision. It activates the Agna chakra and helps in opening the third eye. Shambhavi Mudra stimulates the pineal gland, which in turn helps control sleep patterns, decision-making skills, and perception of reality. It helps increase the brain's alpha waves, which in turn make you feel calmer, less anxious, and more creative. Through the practice of this mudra, yogis attain siddhis and supernatural powers. Watery eyes in Shambhavi Mudra detoxify you physically and mentally. Physically, it cleanses the eyes and forehead organs, while mentally, it removes the negative, unuseful, and unconscious thoughts. The practice of Shambhavi Mudra enhances interpersonal communication skills, your ability to effectively communicate, interact, and work with individuals and groups. It develops concentration, mental stability, and thoughtlessness, which is required to attain Samadhi, the final stage of yoga. Eyeball movements in Shambhavi Mudra is connected to various meridians of the lower body. It indirectly enhances the function of the urinary bladder, heart, and liver. It can help prevent migraine headache, tiredness, laziness, etc. when performed correctly and consistently. While practicing Shambhavi Mudra, remove contact lenses, glass, or any kind of external eyewear that can obstruct the vision. Wash your eyes with slightly cold or room temperature drinking water. Take water in one palm and gently dip your eye into it for a few seconds. Blink your eyes slowly a few times while it is immersed in the water. Do not practice Shambhavi Mudra with a full stomach or immediately after having a full meal. Overdoing or improper way of doing Shambhavi Mudra can cause eye strain, dizziness, and headache. Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya or simply Shambhavi Mahamudra is a unique 21-minute practice that incorporates several preparatory asana, upayoga, breathing exercise, bandhas, mudras, mantra chanting, and meditation in a specific sequence. A study found that participants practicing Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya have significantly lower level of stress, and higher level of general well-being. According to this study, since Shambhavi Mahamudra uses a specific sequence of fast and slow pranayama methods, while engaging the bandhas or muscular clocks, it may stimulate the vagus nerves, a key mediator of the stress response. Therefore, it can be said that mainly yoga breathing part of the Kriya produces the beneficial physiological and psychological effects. According to study, Isha Yoga practices, which consist of a set of yogic practice including Shambhavi Mahamudra, increase heart rate variability. High HRV is generally considered an indicator of a healthy heart. A study also shows that Shambhavi Mahamudra, along with other Isha Yoga practices, decreases sympathetic activity that tend to control high blood pressure. This is beneficial for cardiovascular and other systems. EEG, spectral analysis of the brain after practicing Shambhavi Mahamudra, shows improvement in mental capabilities like increased creativity, better learning ability, and sharper intellect. A study conducted on experienced Isha Yoga practitioners shows that there is a considerable increase in delta and theta activity in the brain after practicing Shambhavi Mahamudra. Increased delta and theta activity indicate a deeply focused brain which is generated in deepest meditation and dreamless sleep.